Welcome back to the Crypto ZX channel, to my Pepe family. I appreciate each and every one of you guys, for tuning in on a regular day-to-day basis. Let's analyze and take a look at, what's happening with Pepe and of course what we could be expecting as we do go into this upcoming weekend. So looking across the board, we're seeing, quite a bit of red across the board over the course of the last 24 hours. Of course, today is, July the 4th. Markets are closed. CME futures are closed. That does tend to impact the broader market, believe it or not. And I think, that is also playing a major catalyst. So right now, Pepe is down about 5.4%. It has gone back below that 0.0000 mark. Right now we have 5 zeros in front of the price, down about 3.8% in USD and Bitcoin comparative as well. In USD comparative, we're down about 5.4%. In Bitcoin, about 3.8. Valuation still holding about $4 billion, but the 24-hour trading volume has dropped below the $1 billion mark, currently sitting at about $650 million. But before we get into any further, as always, just a quick disclaimer for you guys. Anything on this channel is not financial advice. Always do your own due diligence and research when you are investing in crypto. So let's take a look at the broader meme coin market, down about 3.6%. So like I said, it's pretty much market wide as to, this momentum, the market is feeling. But over the course of the last 7 days, you're still seeing a lot of altcoins across the board up quite a bit, as we can see, which again is something that we shouldn't really be overlooking right now in terms of, Pepe. It's still holding as a top third. Obviously, official Trump coin is the top fourth coin in terms of meme coin, and it has a long ways to go in terms of obviously climbing, to the Pepe ranks. So that's that. Let's take a look at, what's happening. So look at what the dominance is doing today. Pretty much since our last update, dominance hasn't slowed down a bit. So pretty much since yesterday, if this is easier for you to understand, we have seen an increase of about 0.52% for the dominance. That is quite a large jump for the dominance index. Now, if you're looking at Bitcoin, Bitcoin, of course, has seen a retracement because, if Bitcoin sees a retracement, dominance would usually strengthen the way it has. And believe it or not, that is, the core reason why we're seeing a retracement. And also, we did hear, the tariff conversation come again, but I think the market has pretty much, adopted to that thing, because there's a lot of resolution between a lot of countries, which again is the move in the right direction. I think primarily right now is the CME futures are closed, market is being impacted. And of course, Bitcoin, as you can see this for yourself, has gone down about a little bit, I would say. Let's actually put this into perspective, how much Bitcoin has gone down. Bitcoin has seen a retracement of about 2.9%. So it makes more than sense why we're seeing about 5 to 6% drop for a lot of coins across the board. But Bitcoin's still holding above our major key support line at 106,800. You guys know the significance of that range, which is amazing. And hopefully we do close our daily candle around where we are, which still pretty much gives me a high hope that this upcoming week we still do see a breakout towards that 110,000 and onwards to an all-time high. So with that said, if you're looking at, let's actually take a look at the holder count. Did I mention that to you guys? 459,000 holders. 459,185 to be exact. So that's increasing day by day, something we shouldn't really be neglecting. But now let's take a look at what's happening with the price of Pepe. As we can see for ourselves, we retested this key resistance yesterday. I spoke to you guys about that. I gave you guys the visuals. Now you guys understand the importance of that. And honestly, if you take a look at it from that perspective, it makes so much more sense, and it makes it easier for people to understand. So we got, of course, rejected at that range, and since then we have seen a retracement of about 11%, guys. An 11% pullback for Pepe since where we were just yesterday. As to be expected, 0.5% increase. A continuous reminder to you guys for the dominance. BTC, on the other hand, seeing a retracement, which of course will have an impact on Pepe. It's not an exception. But just so you know, if you're measuring it from March levels, we're still up a staggering 81.38%. 81.38%, which is quite a nice, impressive move. So what happens if, this support does not hold where we currently are? We could actually go down to the likes of the 84.12 zone if this were not to hold. And of course, if Bitcoin were to drop below 106,800, this could be a reality, which is about an 11% move from where we currently are. That would require Bitcoin to drop below 106,000 and potentially retest the likes of $100,000 in order for us to see Pepe retest that. Hopefully not. I still think Bitcoin's looking great. Obviously market makers, the future trading platform, you do tend to see, fluctuations happening. Let's see what happens. Let's see where the price of Bitcoin closes. If it's able to close around this range, around $107,900 to even $108,000, it's going to give me more confidence that, even this upcoming week, we could see a little bit of bounce back up to 110. And pretty much after that, the sky's the limit. Let me know in the comments down below what you guys think. Thank you for all your support. We'll see you later in Crypto ZX, and peace out.